All right, third part of math assignment number 3 for AP Environmental students. Let's do a little bit with percentages. All right, a natural gas power plant is 60% efficient. If 1 cubic meter of natural gas provides 1,000 BTUs, British thermal units, of electricity, how many BTUs of waste were produced? Okay, so we have 1,000 BTUs of energy being produced. Okay, this is a 60% efficiency, meaning 40% of our energy is lost. So the amount of energy that's originally going into it has to be higher than this number, because this is all we're getting out of it, and it's only about 60% of it. So we're going to divide this by 60%, or let's change this out of, to a number, not a percentage. Anytime we have a percent, if we change it to a decimal number to be used with anything else, we're moving it over 2 places. Okay, so eventually we want 100% adding up to 1. So this would be the same thing as 0.6, moving it over 2 places. Okay, if we pull out our trusty, rusty, dusty calculator, 1,000 divided by 0.6 equals 1,667 BTUs. Okay, percents don't get a unit. It's the only one that doesn't get a unit. Okay, so this is our 100% of our energy. We got 1,000 out of it, which means we lost 667. Okay, so how much BTUs of waste was produced? We were unable to capture 667 BTUs, British thermal units. That's how much was lost. And that would end up being about 40% of waste, which is almost always lost as heat. All right, next one. If 35% of a natural area is to be developed, leaving 500 acres untouched, how many acres are to be developed? Okay, so 35% of a natural area is going to be developed. 35%. That's our developed area. Percents have to add up to 100. Okay, so 100 minus 35 gives us 65%. Okay. 500 untouched. So 65% is what we're leaving untouched, or 500 acres. And 35% is what we're going to develop, okay? Which means it has to be smaller than 500 acres. Okay? So 500 acres is 65%. So divide that by 0.65, okay? And then we want to multiply it by our percent on top. So we want to see what 35% is, okay, or 0.35%. Percent should cancel out. We should be left with how many acres are being developed. Okay, so let's see if that works. 500 divided by 0.65. So anyone remember? Divided by 0.65 and times it by 0.35. And we get 269 acres. So this is basically like cross-multiplying, okay? 35%, 269, 65%, 500. All of that makes sense. That's our answer. All right, last one. Calculate the percent growth rate for a country with a population of 6 million. In a year, they have 100,000 births, 70,000 deaths, 30,000 immigrants, and 50,000 emigrants, okay? All right, so let's add all of this. So this is a positive number. We're subtracting 70,000. Immigration is entering, so we're adding 30,000. Emigrating means leaving. We're subtracting 50,000. So 100 minus 70 plus 30 minus 50. That should get you about 10,000 on the positive side. Okay, so we are going to have a positive growth rate. Okay. Equation for growth rate is your final minus your initial. Okay, do that first, divide that by your initial population, and then times it by 100. Okay, this is one of the equations you'll need to know. All right, so let's do all this. So our final, we basically have 10,000 additional people, okay, to our 6 million. 6 million would be 6 times 10 to the 6th power, but we're adding 10 million to that, okay? So if you want to just pull it up in a calculator, that would end up being 6.010. Here's your 10 million people, okay, times 10 to the 6th power, okay? So there's our final. We're going to subtract our initial. So we're subtracting 6 million. Okay. So this ends up being basically still just our 10,000 people. Okay. So we have 10,000, or 1 times 10 to the 4th. And we're dividing that by our 6 million. So we're dividing that by 6 times 10 to the 6th. Okay, so let's see what all this does. Boink. 1 exponent to the 4th power. Clear that. 1 times 10 to the 4th is 10,000. We're dividing that by 6 million. 6 exponent 6 million. And there we go, 0.000166. Oh, and last thing on here, times that by 100, because it's a percent, so times it by 100. All right, so we have a growth rate of 0.167%. Okay, so not even 1%. Okay, if you're adding 10,000 people for every 6 million people, we're at 0.167%. All right, that should be your math homework, and we should be all set. Keep enjoying your break, and I'll see you guys in August.